Okay, so here we go. So if you have your two straps, you know, the reason why you can't see me is that I'm low. So I'm just gonna sit up higher, though I don't really need to sit up quite this high for what we're gonna do here, but I want you to see. Yeah, there we go. So I've got the strap on, you just barely see. I'll just go a little bit further back. It's usually not this difficult. And remember I said if you have two straps, then you're doing the same thing with the other leg. Putting the strap in at the root of the thigh, outside to inside. Okay, so you've got the strap very, very snug, and you're pulling the strap out. So the groins they're descending. They're not really doing anything. So then you're turning to your right. So your right hand is going to reach the strap on your left leg. That's right. I'm just gonna, you have it on your right first, so never mind. Turn to your left like I am. I'm not mirroring you, and you're putting your left hand behind because your strap is on your right groin. For those of you who only have one strap. So you're pulling, you can see my hand back here, you're pulling that strap away and down, and you turn your trunk. Lift your chest, lift your spine, look up, ascend the spine, get long and tall. It should feel fairly good.
If
This
my
hand go ahead.
if the strap's on the left leg, which hand should you use? So
if the strap's on the left leg, you reach around with your right.
And which leg are you turning on? Your right?
And then you're turning to the right. So I'm doing the other side now, and if you can see, I'll go sideways here. So I've reached around, grabbed the opposite strap than the hand, right? This is my right hand, and I've got the left strap, and I'm pulling down to release that groin. Turn your spine, turn your ribs, turn your chest. Are we getting it? Do I have everybody on the same page? It's Parshva Swastikasana. And if you don't have straps and it's too fussy for you, you know, you just turn to the right, ignore the straps. Let's say I don't have the straps and I'm just seated in Swastikasana, and I just turn. Maybe I grab my blanket on that opposite side and I just turn. You can bend that front elbow, dig, turn, lift. Okay, now change the cross of your legs. If you did both sides, hopefully you did both sides. Change the cross of your legs. You don't have to change the strap unless you only have one strap, of course. Reach your hands to your knees and draw your spine up. Inhale and exhale. Turn, reach the strap behind the opposite arm, grabs the opposite strap, turn. I don't know about you, but I get like little pops, sound, space that I'm making as I ascend the spine more and more. And the groins are absolutely passive, absolutely quiet. Watch your chin that it doesn't dip down. Head up in line with your spine. Parshva Swastikasana. Good. How about if you bend that front elbow, Ryan? Does that help you at all? Bend the elbow, like bring the elbow a little bit downward and turn your chest more, your ribs more. Yeah. Does that help? Yeah. Use whatever means you can to turn. All right, and this is the first side or the second side? Hi, Micah, or is that right? Am I saying that right? And Audrey. We're doing Parshva Swastikasana. And since you've joined a little bit late, just sit in Swastikasana, seated cross-legged pose, and turn. And turn. 2 times per side. right, those of you who have the straps on, you can remove the straps and just sit in Dandasana, staff pose. If you need to sit on height, you certainly may do so. I'm gonna get rid of my blanket height. How do you know if you guys know if you need to sit on height, right? If you can't lift your chest. So here I am. You can see most of me. So on purpose, I'm gonna go at least, not quite hip width, but at least, 3-4 inches apart with the legs. And then what I want you to observe is the legs on the floor. First, I want you to feel that. Feel the evenness of the inner to outer leg. That would be, really starting with the heel, the calf, inner and outer knee, inner and outer thigh. So you want to feel the evenness of the legs. Backs of the knees pressing down. Hips, draw them in, compact your hips. Lift the front of the body. The Dandasana, if you look at Mr. Iyengar's Dandasana in Light on Yoga, it's a very strong Dandasana. So he's using both his limbs to lift the chest up, to lift the trunk up. So press your hands. You can have the hands turned any way that help you. Turning out is a little bit easier for beginners, but if you are not so endowed with the length in the arms, you can put something underneath your hands in order to get some purchase on the floor, in order to help you lift and keep the evenness in the legs. Lift everything right up off those sitting bones. Lift your ribs, lift your abdomen, your chest, your sternum, up, up, up. You can even look up a little bit. Draw the shoulders back. A strong Dandasana. Okay. Release. Okay, I'm going to turn this way to show you. I'd like for you to take a not so wide Upavishta Konasana. Not so wide. I don't even know what it is in English. Separated leg forward bend. So this is not my widest. I'm in a comfortable Upavishta. Upavishta is wide-legged forward bend. So you're in a comfortable forward bend. Okay, so now Dandasana again, and observe Dandasana action with the arms and the trunk, but observe the evenness in your legs. And keep them evenly extended. Keep the inner level to the outer, inner knee, inner thigh, outer thigh. Outer edge of the buttock where the buttock meets the hip. Keep that down. Use your hands and lift up. Roll those shoulders back. Careful that you're not, projecting your head forward, but keep the base of the skull over the C7 it is. Now, observe which buttock bone feels, lighter or heavier. I know right away. And I'm still working on it, even after 27 years. So I'm gonna, the one that's lighter, I'm gonna go and take that buttock flesh away and sit that buttock down again and work on that evenness. If you're not sure, just do both of them. Okay, so the groins here do not harden. What works is the outer thigh. Outer thigh pulls back, or hamstring pulls back to the hip socket, firm. Outer hip socket's firm and pulled in. This should be soft, groin soft. Yeah. Outer corner of the buttocks, hips staying down. Lift up. You can go out a little with your hands. Lift up and roll those shoulders back. Okay, now we're going to start to go forward. And the key is that you can't change the legs. You can't come off that outer thigh and hip area. So you just start walking the hands forward. Maybe you don't get to your elbows. Maybe you stop and you say here, okay, I can maintain the evenness of the legs there. I'm keeping that outer hip and buttock down here. And then, maybe that's all I've got. Do not pull your abdomen forward. Keep the abdomen back. Start to go forward. Do what you can. Groin is soft, outer thigh pulling back, buttocks down. There's a couple of very senior teachers in my system saying you should never go forward in this pose without support. Makes the groins grip. If you can go anymore, keep going and head down. But that outer thigh has to stay down. Back to the knees, down. Outer calf, down. Left to their own devices. I believe it's 60, 70% of the population. The legs like to roll from inside out, right? That's generally what happens. Might be the other way for you. That's the 30%. That means you're really special. Okay, now start to walk up. Okay, we're gonna do Supta Padangusthasana 1 and 2. And I'm gonna take you through kind of quickly because I wanna emphasize 2. But I wanna do 1 first, and then 2, and then I wanna repeat 2 a different way. So we'll do 1, and I would encourage you to use the wall if you have it. So here we go. Can you see? Yeah, you can see all of me, right? I don't need to lower my camera any when I come down onto the floor. If you don't have the wall, are you gonna watch first and then turn around? That's fine too. So I've got my knees really bent, and I come on down to my elbows. Okay, then I scoop the buttocks forward. Oops, I have my belt ready. And make your belt just one long strap with, one loop strap with long here. This is for your foot, small. And then just put it across you. So I come down to my elbows, grab onto the edges of my sticky mat, come down, scoot again, and tuck my shoulder blades under. Can you see how, my shirt is getting grabbed so that my shoulder blades and the back of my shirt is moving down towards the buttocks. So I've got a good hold of the sticky mat, and now simultaneously I stretch both legs. And I try to press the legs down into the floor with that evenness in mind that you did in Dandasana and Upavishta Konasana. Try to press the backs of the knees down, try to press the inner edge, the outer edge of the legs down into the floor. And if you're not sure that buttock flesh got taken towards your heels, do it again. Bend the knees, scoot in, tuck the buttocks, and then let that skin get taken under. Outer corners of the shoulders down, shoulder blades into your back without puffing these ribs. That's important. Legs strong. Okay, now just bend your right knee, have your strap ready, and hold the knee near the bottom of the knee, top of the shin. So this is Ardha Pavana Muktasana. And you feel your left leg. What does it want to do? Roll in or roll out? See what your tendencies are. Don't do either. Keep the leg even, the back of the leg even on the floor. And now you have your strap. You put it as close to your heel as possible. Can you see how I've done that? It's really on the very, very edge of my heel. And then you bring the leg up. You're holding the strap with both hands, sort of one hand over the other, or One hand on top, one hand just below. Now pull down on the strap and further embed the right femur into the socket. You can feel that. I'm just interested in 90. Or if you can't do 90, here's your 90. Or less than 90. Okay, now take the hands with the thumb and the index finger, grabbing the strap. Keep that femur in the socket and then let the hands slide and reach the arms overhead. Reaching your trunk from your hip bones up to your head, and then from the hip bones down towards the floor. Yeah. Make the quadricep firm, the leg firm, the heel pulled slightly downwards, so it's keeping the femur down towards the floor. Okay, now what you'll do is put the strap behind the right side of your neck. Grab it with your left hand and reach the strap underneath your neck at your C7. Don't strangulate yourself. Now reach your left arm out to the side. Either grab your strap or your foot. Keep the left leg strong into the wall and take the right leg out to the side. Okay, so again, the outer leg is pulling in. The inner leg is receiving the stretch. Keep your right foot parallel to the floor. Roll the trunk from right to left. And push that left foot into the wall. Okay, inhale and bring the leg back up. Remove your strap. Put it across the torso there. Choke up on your sticky mat again. Couple inches, scoot into the wall. Knees are bent. Tuck the shoulders. Inhale. On your exhalation, stretch the legs straight. Let that skin get caught. So skin of the shoulder blades moving towards your waist. Watch the ribs. Keep the ribs down. Okay, now keep your right leg engaged, pressing your foot into the wall, pressing the whole leg down to the floor. Bend up your left leg. Hold it firmly, hug it into the chest as tightly as possible. Okay, now you've got your strap and you put it as close around the foot and as close to your heel as it both before it falls off. And then take the leg up straight. Hand over hand, pull down and embed your left femur down into the socket. Down towards the floor, while still stretching those left toes, slightly up, sort of like you have a high-heeled shoe on. Okay, now hand over hand, keep the left femur pulled down into the socket. Slide the hands on your strap, take the arms overhead. Keep pushing into the wall with your right foot, leg down to the floor. Get as long as you can get while still moving the back of the waist towards the right heel. Okay, now take the strap around the left side of your neck. Reach around with your right hand. Make sure it's low enough on near C7. Either hold the foot or as close to the strap as you can. And then pull with your right arm as you take the left leg out to the side. Don't let the leg pull away from you. Legs straight, Ryan. Put it where it can be straight. Straighten the leg. It's still not straight. The up leg. Well, both of them actually, but straighten the knee. So hold with your right hand, Ryan, and use your left hand to push the thigh away from you. Yes, like that. Exactly. Hard. Push at the root of the thigh. Yeah, and Shubha, you're not holding your opposite arm should be out at shoulder height. And you're pulling on that strap. Yeah, and now you reach that right arm at shoulder height. Press the palm down. Yes. Now keep your back on the floor. Keep your back on the floor. Don't let it just go all the way over. Okay, and now inhale and come up. All right, now, remember I said there was going to be an emphasis on 2. So I'm going to show you another way to do it. And there's a lot of leeway here, a lot of using your own discretion. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I think it might be best to show you, let's see. Guys, tell me if you can see this. I'm not going to use the strap. Pretend I have my sticky mat. I've tucked the shoulders. I've straightened the legs. Okay, then I bend the right leg. I hold on the inside of the leg and the outside of the foot. Okay, now watch this. This is it sounds easy, but I'm going to let you go ahead and roll the right leg over to the floor. Okay, so do you see this has to work yet, but I'm not worried about it yet. So watch as I straighten the right leg, then I go to work on extending the left leg away. And you see, I don't quite get as flat as I do when I do the pose this way, right? But what I do get is a tremendous opening in the pelvis and the groins. So here, I'm holding on the inside of the foot, grabbing the outside of the inside of the leg, outside the foot. I go ahead and let the leg go over. Then I stretch it out. Then I stretch and extend that other leg. Reach from the groin to the big toe. Okay, so I've shown. Now your turn. And if it's difficult, you can still use your strap. Hold on the inside of the leg and more to the outside of the foot. Yes, like that. Yeah. And take the leg out. So, you know, go as far, and Chaya, you're correct. Go as far as to let the right outside of your leg rest completely on the floor. When it's bent in the preparatory part of the pose, it's resting completely on the floor. Then straighten the right leg. Don't let it come up. Now go to work on your left leg and reach that left leg. Just look up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is important. Don't let your gaze go to that right leg. Are you getting it? Is it hard? It has really, I've been doing this for a couple weeks. Did it with my senior teacher in class a couple weeks ago, and it has really helped me with my hips. Yeah, keep working on the extension of the left leg. Yeah, all right, and now inhale, bring that leg back up. You can bend it if it's easier, bend it and bring it up. All right, Supta Tadasana. Just feel the difference between your two hips here before you take the left leg up. Can you feel that right hip feels more open? Yeah. Okay, now bend up your left leg. Reach on the inside with the arm, the outside towards the foot. Yeah, and reach as low as you can. Now wait, Brian, you have to keep the knee bent. Now take the leg all the way over to the floor, to the left. Yes, let it go, yes. Okay, now go to work. Now you can straighten it, but it shouldn't come up. It shouldn't come up, yeah. Don't let it come up. And then go to work on the right leg. Yeah, so Pratima, one thing you see is the difference in the sides, right? Yeah, and Chaya too. Little by little, can you get that right leg to extend? I don't care about the body being so uneven, but I would like you to try to get the right leg completely straight. If you let the leg rest, the left leg rest on the floor, you're going to get a truer, an honest opening in that left groin and hip. Good. Okay. And now bend the knee up. Hug both knees into the chest. And look, we're just going to do this 3 times. It's pretty simple. And you will go to your own capacity. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. So I'm going to hold on to the edges of the sticky mat, tuck the shoulders, scrape the skin on the shoulder blades down towards my waist. Bend my knees and take the legs up at 90. So legs strong, compact together like one leg. Hold the edges of the sticky mat. Lower to your capacity on the exhalation, but always come up with bent knees. Inhale, exhale. Bend the knees. Come up. Straighten the legs, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Inhale, exhale, lower slowly. Bend the knees. 3-second rest. Back up, last one. Inhale, exhale, lower, and reach those legs away from you. Bend the knees. Roll on up. Use the wall for one Adho Mukha Svanasana, one downward facing dog pose. So turn the palms out at 90. Press the hands firmly into the wall. Hug those biceps and triceps towards the bone. Bend the knees. Push the floor, the floor, and then straighten the legs. Keep the legs strong. Feel the spreading of the back of the thigh from inside out. Lift your buttock bones up towards the ceiling. Elbows in. The head should release. Don't hold your head up. Push the floor and move your chest closer to your legs. All right, and now inhale and come up. I'm going to show this at the wall. You do not have to use the wall. I would advise it, but you do not have to use the wall. Have one brick block. Put your sticky mat at the wall if you're going to use the wall. Like I said, if it's not convenient, you don't have to. Put your brick the height that you need it. It's probably 10 inches away from the wall. I am maybe 5 inches away from the wall. And then I'm gonna step my feet apart. Okay, now remember the strap. Remember the outside to inside stuff? So you're gonna be on, I'm now mirroring you. So it's gonna be your right side. So here's the outside strap, it's gonna go to the inside. The juncture should be right there at the side of your hip. Okay, now you'll reach around with your left hand and grab that strap. And you're turning the thigh out from the root of the thigh. And I've got my hand, I'll show you from behind. So I'm turning the thigh out and pulling your right buttock bone, pulling towards the left heel. So that's what it looks like, but I'm giving you the ball for a little bit of assurance. We don't really need the block on this first one. We will on the second one. Okay. Ready? So turn your left toes in, turn your right leg out. Stand up straight and tall. Pull on, grab that strap and pull the outer right thigh more towards the left inner thigh. And now go over and take your Utthita Trikonasana. Okay, now the hip's receiving a lot of help, but still the right thigh has to be firm and pulled up. So I think you guys heard me tell Ryan to use his hand to make that leg straight. If you're not sure your right thigh is working, you're at the wall, so it's pretty safe. Can you put your right hand and draw that thigh up towards the socket and pull on that back arm to take the root of the thigh more towards the left foot. And now move your trunk away in the opposite direction that root of the right thigh is. Okay, and now once you say, oh, okay, I got it. My right thigh's pulling up, working, my left hip and thigh are staying back. I can stay there, let go of the strap, and take the arm up for Utthita Trikonasana. You can even turn the head and look up beyond that hip. Feel how the chest spreads. Like there's a ceiling rope. And it's pulling your hand up. Okay, inhale and come up. Remove your strap from the right thigh. Put it on the left. This is the only one you're going to get to use the strap for, so enjoy it. Outside to inside. See that the juncture is right there on that outer thigh, middle of the outer thigh. Turn the left leg out from the root of the thigh and pull on that strap. So in essence, bringing your left buttock bone more towards the right inner thigh. Reach the left arm up, exhale, take the trunk over. Keep pulling on that strap. Look at your left thigh. Is it working? Is the kneecap lifted? Is the quadricep quivering? It should be working. The more you pull, the more you can extend your spine, your ribs, your chest towards that left side. Keep pushing the foot down, pulling the thigh up. You think you've got all you can get out of that strap, but the awareness is there that you've turned that front leg out from its root. And then you can take the arm up. And just stay and breathe and feel the extension in the pose. The expansion, the vertical extension, the horizontal expansion. And then inhale. And come up. Okay. I'm going to show you from the side. Take Tadasana. Whether you need your feet apart, that's your decision. You can have the feet a few inches apart for balance as needed. So watch as I take my hands behind me, my elbows are bent at first. I'm interlacing the palms, my favorite way, my most common way. And then I'm going to straighten the arms and pull down on the arms and the hands. I'm going down so that the front of the trunk lifts up. And I'm uncovering this armpit area. Shoulders back, pull down. Legs strong, legs firm, kneecaps lifted, feet pressing down, toes extending forward. Then, after you've gone down and you've lifted the chest up as much as possible, now go back and take those arms back. Back, back, back as much as possible. Don't look down, watch your chin. Don't look down, Jaya. Okay, so there's a few of you who can't straighten the elbows. Yeah, so if you can't straighten the elbows, just bind your thumbs. You could just bind your thumbs. Try that. Yeah, elbows straight, lock, 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 lock those elbows. Lift the chest. So pulling down against the chest, lifting up, and then take the arms back. Okay, the rest of you who were successful with that first try, now the second interlocking. The second interlocking. So it feels a bit odd. So pull down, lift up. Okay, then when you pull down as much as possible to get the chest up, then go back. This is strong work. Strong work for the shoulders, strong work for the chest, elbows locked. Come on, Chaya, work, work, move them back. Yep. Just hold your thumb if your elbows don't lock. Don't let the thighs come forward. Some of you have let the thighs go. Legs strong. And Audrey, you're awfully, it's a very, very dark room. I can't see you very well, but it's okay. Just letting you know. Okay. All right. And now release. Okay. So now that block that you had is going to go on your right side. And I'm probably going to have it this height. Just take your feet apart. Turn your left toes in. Turn your right leg out from the root of the thigh. Okay, now what's good about using the wall gives us some information about how that right buttock has to kind of move forward away from the wall. So with the hands on the hips, we did this in class, I think on Monday, where I had you keep your back hand on your back hip and you create sort of like a fulcrum for that back hip and you keep it back. So I'm jamming my elbow into the wall to keep this back hip back. Now bend the knee to form a square for Utthita Parshva and now come on the inside with that hand. And now push the knee back and the buttock away from the wall. Keep your shoulders on the wall. Try to move the buttock away from the wall. Shoulders, you're really more so your top shoulder stays at the wall. Your top upper arm stays at the wall. Okay, so this thigh must be parallel to the floor. All that opening that you did in Supta Padangusasana 2 was not for anything, right? It was to feel the opening in the groin and the pelvic band. Yeah, you have about 4 more inches to go. Maika, Pratima, Shubha, you have a lot more bending to do. The back leg has got to go back more and the front leg's got to bend to a right angle. Yeah, all right, and now inhale and come up. Change sides. So the purpose of the block being in front, the hand being in front, is for you to push the knee back, the knee back so the buttock can come away from the wall. Fulcrum for that back hip. Pull it back. Come down into your square. Some of you are like this. So bend, root of the thigh should face the floor. Then the hand on the brick, shoulders back, push with that forearm into that knee and move the buttock any amount away from the wall. Pull that back hip up and back. You should feel a nice opening in the pelvis. Chaya, your first leg was bent more. Bend this one a little bit more, can you? Yeah, without giving up anything on the back leg. Yeah. Yeah, head back, Micah. Head back in line with the spine. Push that knee back and the buttock forward. Waist back. All right, and now inhale and come up. Okay, Baddha Hasta Uttanasana. So the feet are hip distance apart. Reach your arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Bind those elbows. Reach forward and head down. Don't let the arms be in front of the head. Right? Arms back. Buttocks slightly forward. So you stack your bones up of your legs. That's why I wanted you to have at least hip distance for the legs, Lena and husband. Have at least hip distance. Better, yeah. So pull your arms down. Those of you who are doing well with that, those arms behind the head, pull down, buttocks up, legs firm. Now inhale and come up. Not used to this 1 hour. Okay, you're gonna do, see what happens here. You're gonna do 3 times. Adho Mukha Svanasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Remember, you can always do Urdhva Mukha from your knees. Okay, so I'll show both variations. We'll do the easy one first. Put my hair back up. Okay. Can you see all of it? Yes. Okay, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, then I'm pretending I cannot do full Urdhva Mukha. So I come forward into a high plank, put my knees down, and then come into Urdhva Mukha. With the knees down, toes, you can keep your toes tucked under. Then you go back up. And you repeat high plank, knees down, Urdhva Mukha. So you're trying to push your chest through your arms. So the rest of you who can do this, and you're used to doing this regularly, it looks something more like this. Adho Mukha. High plank. You can step your feet one by one and then pull the hips forward. There's your Urdhva Mukha. You can give a little hop. That's kind of fun. Here it is, not changing the feet one by one, but giving it a little hop. I come forward, flop the feet. So you do this 3 times. Just to say we did just something in the backward direction. Press your hands, pull your chest as it's through your arms, roll your shoulders back. Good. So a little dynamic. Shoulders down. Push the chest forward, shoulders down and back. Don't let the shoulders come forward. Puppy's happy. You can always do it from your knees. Okay. All right, so then that's your warm up for chaturanga. So I'm going to show you an easy chaturanga, and then I'm going to show you a more difficult chaturanga. Easy chaturanga with the heels at the wall. So with my forehead down, I reach under and tuck the pubic plate, tuck the abdomen, tuck the chest forward. Okay, then my hands are at my chest. I engage the legs, press the hands, pull the abdomen up. Already my abdomen is off the floor, and lift. Try it 3 times. Without the wall, you're just doing the same thing. Reach and extend the front body forward. Tuck the toes, engage the legs, pull the abdomen up, inhale, lift. Okay, the other way to do it is from the knees. Or you can do it standing. Come close to the wall, come in, and just lift yourself up the wall. It's kind of like I'm scrubbing the bottom of the pubic plate up the wall. So there's lots of ways to work on it. Any success? Before you come up, that abdomen, the thighs are lifted, the abdomen's lifted, and push your hands and lift up. Buttocks down. Don't let the buttocks come up. Yeah, good that you tried it, Chaya. Elbows back, Micah. Elbows back, shoulder blades deeper into your back. Yeah, so you're already coming up too high. So that's just pure, you're just using what men have a lot more than us women is, all this strength. So I don't want you to use that strength. I want you to use this strength. So you're doing something like this. I want just this. It's not lifting very much. 3, 4 inches. Oh, too much, Shuba. Yeah, it's just a baby lift. All right, at least we tried it. Okay, now you're gonna do Prasarya Padottanasana with your wall. I love doing it this way. So I'm unfortunately gonna show you my not so complimentary view, but I'm gonna go, not as wide as I would be normally for the full pose, but this way so I can put my back on the wall. And then I walk up, and I go wider, and I just let my trunk go down the wall. I hold my ankles,
Nice. Keep the legs active. Feet spreading, outer foot bones strong. Prasarya Padottanasana. If this is easy for you, you can hold your elbows, tuck your head more. See how I'm bending my head so I'm more almost on the back of my head? If you're flexible, this feels really good. Don't just hang out, but use the legs strongly to release the spine.
Yeah, and something for your head is okay. Shoulder blades should touch the wall. Nice. Yeah. And let's say you're Ryan. Where'd Ryan go? Can't see Ryan. But Ryan, you could have your knees bent for a while until you get used to it. Did you get there? You could have your knees bent. Yeah, keep your knees bent and now move your back down the wall a little bit. Yeah. Now your head is just grazing the wall. Now slowly. Don't think about I'm just going to jam my knees straight, but lift the very, very root of the thigh up and back, the tops of your thighs. Lift and spread your buttock bones apart. It's not just about the hamstring. Actually, you hear, Ryan and everyone, your hamstring has to move towards the buttock. Yeah. All right. Be careful how you come down, bend your knees, slide up a little bit sideways, and off your wall. Okay. Have a bolster. Have a bolster to your right. Have a block behind you. Let me show you this way, how you'll do it. Here's my bolster going to be on my right. Here's my block behind me. So from Dandasana, I'll swing both legs over to the left. And I'm sitting on that bolster. This block is behind you. So show this way. From Dandasana, I swing both legs over to this side. You're sitting more on your right buttock. Both your knees are pointing straight ahead. It's Bardhajasana with the bolster. You got a brick behind you. Your right shin bone and ankle is in the instep of your left foot. Your left buttock can hang off the bolster just a bit, but your right is firmly on. So you should feel fairly even. I could have had you just do this with a brick. There's no forgiveness there. All right, so now you're turning to your right. So you just take your left hand, bring it over towards your right leg. The right arm comes behind you. Keeping that outer left thigh down. Turn from the pelvic area. Turn the waist. Turn the ribs. Bharadvajasana. If you've got your feet on your on your left side, and you're on your right buttock, you should be turning towards the right, like you see me here. Yeah. Bharadvajasana. Knees down. Knees down. Okay, and then come forward, stretch your legs out in front of you. And now take both feet to your right. Blocks behind you. Now your right instep is in your left. Right top of your ankle is in your right instep. And now you're turning to the left. Doesn't matter which side you do, as long as you're turning in the direction of the hip you're sitting on. That makes sense? Yeah. So if I was there, I would have my foot on that back hip at the very, very top of your thigh. I'd press down onto that hip, and that would be your stability. And then you would turn from that lowest part of your pelvic area and abdomen. Nice. There you go. Hard adjust. Gosh, where did the time go? How's it get anything done in 1 hour? All right, stretch the legs out in front. Okay, at the very beginning of class, I asked you to do Dandasana. Now, can you have some awareness of how your legs are facing the floor, how they touch the floor, where they touch perhaps more evenly. You can use your hands if some part of it needs a little bit of help. So do you have some more awareness of yourself there? That's my point. We did it at the beginning of class. Maybe you didn't know, how your legs face. You didn't know that they needed to be evenly pressing down. You didn't know the backs of the knees needed to press down. Now you do. All right, so now Paschimottanasana. So inhale, reach the arms up. If you need your strap, you need your strap. Otherwise, just grab the toe tips. Come forward and grab your toe tips. Pull on your feet so as to do 2 things. Well, actually 3, but the 2 that I'm most concerned with now is to feel as though the femur has stayed firmly in the socket. So I'm pulling the legs back and lift the front of your trunk up. Look up, shoulders down. Thighs down, knees down, hamstring to buttock. And then let me show you from the side, all the flesh from your sitting bones, all this flesh, right, is coming over towards the head side. So I'm doing this, okay, and then I'm bending the elbows out to the side, and I'm pulling all of that back body flesh forward towards the head side. You can have something for your head. I just happen to have this block here, so I'm just going to put that block there and just rest my forehead. A blanket is fine, a bolster is fine. Calm your breath in hopes that your mind will follow. And then inhale and come up and bend your knees, scoot your buttocks forward, and just lie flat. If you need creature comforts that help you relax, you can do that. Otherwise, you could stay with your knees knocked together for Shavasana like that, if you don't have any props around. But make sure that lower back lengthens towards the buttocks. So you're either here with the legs supported by being slightly knock-kneed and the feet wider, abdomen soft,
breath soft, or you can just stretch the legs out, let the legs go, let loose everywhere. And for the last hour, you've had to be, very attentive, listening to all these instructions. And now you don't have to listen to anybody but your own mind, you want to quiet down. Invite peace, invite a sense of peace, quietude. Listen to your breath instead of your thoughts. And let the evenness and calmness of your breath bring you to a quiet place. Completely rest. Completely let go. Eyes closed, face soft, everywhere, every part of your face, completely soft. Upper and lower teeth not touching, tongue on the bottom palate. All the cares of your world, let go. Feel somewhat absolved. And hopefully, due to your yoga practice, you can get to this quiet place. Don't be in any hurry to come up. I've kept you long enough, so just quietly fold your limbs in one at a time and roll to your right side. Yeah, if you need another knees to chest or a spinal twist, absolutely. You know what your body needs. Then using the left hand and then the right hand, the head is the last thing that comes up. Sit up tall and straight, mindfully, and just take a moment to honor your practice. Bring your hands to your heart. Honor each other for the time we've been able to practice together and all the teachers who've come before us and the community that we have at Austin Yoga Tree. Namaste.